Karna poto meta dijento pareto Milano. Koto meta dikoto ngwana ke wa khatha. Sense.
Well, back then in private school when I started dancing, there are a lot of things that ignited this passion for me to dance. I remember during those times, Pantsula was very popular. You know, there were not many trends that were influencing like the culture of South Africa. So Pantsula was like the only thing, you know, due to Kwaito being popular. Then we started seeing AmaPantsula on the streets, battling and dancing, you know. And I remember I was coming from school when I saw this group of young people making a lot of noise, screaming there. Then I went into the circle and checked what's going on. I saw one person was dancing inside, doing these tricks, pop and locking type of movements, you know. And I wanted to be that person. So I think I'm one of the people that enjoy making other people happy. I saw with dancing I make a lot of people happy and enjoy themselves while watching me. Yes. Specific dances. Well, yeah, there are a bunch of dance styles that inspired me, but first it was Pantsula. I fell in love with iSkhanda. And as I grow within the culture, I started to engage with a lot of artists. You know, I started going to workshops, I started traveling and get to, you know, see how other people are doing things. Then I started to, you know, looking at how the contemporary challenge the dance, because I saw with Pantsula we become limited and the opportunities become limited. So if you equip yourself with many dance genres and styles, I think that's when you're gonna make it big, because you'll be understanding the dance spectrum as a whole. Well, there's this one guy, you know, that yeah, even today he still inspires me. His name is Maramo, like his stage name, and his original name is Tebza. So I saw this guy dancing there, you know, like the things that he did there, you know, they were amazing. So I wanted to be that person, and I started going to him, and he taught me, and I still look up to him, the things that he does, the collaboration, the opportunities that he gets. I really like get inspired by that person. Yo, well, there's been like a lot of confusion between Izikhothane and AmaPantsula, and I remember I used to talk about that in one of my posts on Facebook, you know, just to bring a clarity. Because people were confused when they see Pantsula, they say, that's Izikhothane. And obviously, you know that you don't stand for the culture, and it breaks your heart a little. That means maybe you haven't, you know, there's a lot of confusion. Then obviously with the brands that AmaPantsula and Izikhothane wear, is like the same brands, you know, because these two have like a connection, you know. There's a connection because back then in the days, you'd find AmaPantsula wearing these expensive Italian wares, you know, and, you know, trying to, you know, show their style, you know, of which I think Izikhothane took that and AmaPantsula took the dance. However, the brands that we wear, they are the same, but they are two different things, you know. Pantsula started way back, you know, they even traced it to the 1950s. And Izikhothane became popular 2000, you know, but however, all Pantsulas were like Izikhothane in a way, you know. But the difference is that with Pantsula, it's all about dance, it's all about empowerment, kokasi, trying to see one another going forward using the craft, you know, of Pantsula. Then Izikhothane is still the same, but however, like they living this lifestyle, rich, wearing expensive clothes and stuff like that. And somehow other people that are disadvantaged feel, you know, like very small when they are around Izikhothane and stuff like that. And with Pantsula, it's all about taking these people from disadvantaged background and trying to lift them. Yeah. So when we look at Pantsula started a long time ago. Other people trace it in the 1950s due to the dress code and stuff, you know. And during that time, you'd find Amahotman Wetu Namataima would wear these expensive clothes imported from Italy and America. And they will start to have these walks, you know, and they will start to go to these spots where they chill and showcase their style by dancing, you know, stuff like that. And if you look at Izikhothane right now, they are doing the same. You know, it's like the history repeats itself. They're imitating what our parents used to do back then, you know. They will have these expensive clothes and they will start to dance and have this language, you know, bayibiza ngesitariano, you know. Back then iSpantsula we used to have iScamto, uyangithola, yeah, abanye bathi itotsitali, uyangithola. So yeah, that's how these two have like the relationship. But the confusion is that with iSpantsula, yeah, with iSpantsula we dedicate a lot of time. We dedicate, you know, in terms of training, in terms of how to develop kids from, you know, from a young age to be a better person, and we equip them with skills so that they can make a living out of dancing, you know. Izikhothane, it's all about, you know, the culture, having a good time, you know, showcasing these expensive clothes, you know. But most of Izikhothane came from AmaPantsula. Then when times goes on, they you know, they seek for new trends and started to do Izikhothane, right? Yeah, that's how I think these two have like the connection. Well, yes, DMD have a special meaning to me. I mean, DMD and iSpantsula has been part and parcel, you know, if I can say that, because you find many Pantsulas would wear DMD, and when they are wearing DMD, we call them AmaHotman because of like the maturity in what they see, in what they wear, you know. Because AmaPantsula, the young ones, would have these other brands, you know, colorful ones, but with DMD would have like this Hotman feel, man. You'd see that this person is like a matured one, you know. And we wanted to look the same like AmaHotman weight, and that's when we started to wear DMD, you know, from back then until when Izikhothane became popular, and we started to say, okay, now we're not gonna wear DMD like before. We now to choose the colors and the designs that really relates with iSpantsula, because we left these colorful ones to Izikhothane. Yeah.
Drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce, drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce, drive away your sausage, drive away your sauce.